A new year, a new you. If you ever wanted to give content creation as a VTuber a try, don't delay, start today. A lot, if not all of my tips from last year's video is still relevant to this day and hopefully helped you gain some perspective on how things work. I'm back with an updated video, and once again, the info can be relevant to all types of content creators, not just VTubers. This time around, I'm going to be focusing on these sections to help you refine your approach, whether it's just a casual hobby or something you want to dive deeper into. Monetization and money spending, branding, and finally management. I'll dive into each point briefly for this video, but if you want to see more of a topic, I can definitely expand it into its own video. Just let me know in the comment box. So, the funny thing about the first tip I have to give for this year is don't become a VTuber. That's right, I said it, but hear me out. VTubing is still considered quite a niche compared to the vast majority of other categories of content creators, like faceless and using a real-life persona. Much like how they say in art school that drawing in the style of anime, or in the film industry there's a mentality of thinking cartoons are just for kids, VTubing is not a mainstream method of making content, and some people think that all VTubers are just AI. If your goal is to grow big and fast, you will have a difficult time attracting a crowd of mainstream audience checking out your content, but that's not to say there isn't a viewership for it. It just depends on your subject and how you put the VTuber model twist to it. Take Onigiri for example. She did a mix of half VTuber body, half real-life green screen for her cooking streams. Look where she is now. Now that I have this point out of the way and you do have a passion for making VTuber content, let's check out the ways you can potentially monetize your content. The info I'm about to talk through is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, yada yada. Okay, that's done. You can find multiple ways of monetizing your content with various levels of barriers of entry. But unless you have some sort of signed contract that guarantees you a monthly payout, the income you can get can drastically change month to month. Twitch Affiliate has significantly decreased the requirements to join, but joining doesn't guarantee you subs. Same with starting a Patreon. YouTube Partner requires 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers before you can start monetizing your videos through ads, and the Partner Lite version still requires 3,000 watch hours and 500 subs before you can open up memberships. Super chats and bits can also vary between streams, and most of the time you can't really expect your viewers to drop them every time too, so make sure to thank them generously if they do. The amount you get from YouTube ads can also vary depending on the type of video you make, as certain categories like finance tends to yield higher revenue per 1,000 views than music. And all of these platforms require a threshold amount you have to make before you can even see the money in your bank account. This means if you don't make the $100 USD threshold on YouTube within the month, you might have to wait several months and then repeat that process. To put things into perspective, my top viewed content in 2025 got 55,000 views. That earned me about $100 over the span of a year. But there are some videos that I made with a fraction of that amount of views that already earned me like $10. The more attractive a video is for a generalized audience, the more shareable and rewatchable it is. All of these factors will affect how much you earn from a video. And then there's ways to earn outside of the video itself. I'll touch on sponsorships later in the branding segment. But for now, let's go to donathons. In VTuber streaming, it's quite common for content creators to do big celebrations on their streaming anniversary or birthday by holding something called a subathon or donathon. In exchange for monetary tips, or joining membership, or subbing to a creator, there are certain rewards given to contributors or their viewers for reaching a milestone achievement. You can think of it as a mini Kickstarter on steroids. For example, say you are using a pre-made model avatar. If you want to raise some funds for a fully custom model because it might take you like several years otherwise, and you know your community is eagerly waiting for one, then a donathon is a great way to share your goals and dreams with your audience. The benefit of doing a donathon, aside from it being a community event, is that there is a potential to raise quite a sum of money in one session. But it comes at a cost, as it's like a glass cannon build in video games. Many donathons have achievements where you directly do it on the stream, like spinning a wheel of punishment or stopping everything to play a match of League of Legends. Then there's rewards that are given at the end of a donathon, like signed postcards or upcoming streaming content. The more incentives you provide in the donathon, the more projects you'll have to stay on top of, which can potentially lead to burnout if not properly planned for. And it's generally a bad look anywhere if you straight up run away with the money. I would always recommend tying rewards of a donathon to something tangible. Like if I raised $100, it would go towards a new camera mount for the top of my monitor. Do note that you have to take into account the transaction fees to take the money out from, say, PayPal, and that it can be considered taxable income. And speaking of that, accounting books. Make sure you document somewhere about all the transactions that you make for your content, both money in and money out. I'll definitely be making a separate video on how to prepare for a tax season, but at this point in time, it's just best to have a spreadsheet with the date, amount in or out, plus the currency, and what that transaction is about. Bonus points if you can quickly jot down a category for the purchase, like subscription or physical equipment, and where you can find the receipt. You do not want to make taxman angry. And because there is a taxman, you should prepare to set aside a portion of the income you make in order to pay the taxman back. If you have a full-time job, it's always fun to see the gross amount you make in your paycheck, only to have half of that amount actually be deposited into your bank account because hee-hee-ha-ha taxes. For content creation though, you're on your own to split that gross amount. Once you have a way to see at a glance of what purchases you make and how much income you're actually getting, you might want to consider how to best make use of your money. Consider thinking like a business. How much money are you willing to pour into content creation from your own pockets knowing you may never get a return on it? And how should you use the money you earn from content creation to fund further projects? There can be a lot of wrong answers for this, like don't spend it all on a super ultra deluxe Uber ride. But there isn't a strict right answer either. Depending on the stage of your content creation, you might want to upgrade your audio setup, which should be a high priority anyways, but sometimes that means better soundproofing in the environment rather than a new mic. Commission custom video assets for branding purposes, to things like securing product to unbox on stream even though it costs a little bit more than usual because of stupid hype. Many businesses take years before they break even, and many content creators have day jobs or multiple jobs to make ends meet. Just remember, budget what you can afford right now and make the best content you can with that amount. Think about what items or assets that you can use frequently in the meantime, but also consider the quality and durability of the item so that it can last a good duration. Okay, branding. That can mean a lot of things. From the color palette, the choice of videos and the streams you make, to how your voice and manner of speech is presented. While it would be awesome to have something super concrete at the very start of your content creation, there's nothing wrong about adjusting as you find out what content is most comfortable for you to make. My favorite example to use is one of my favorite Kamen Rider actors, Sato Takeru. For Kamen Rider Den-O, he portrayed a timid man who eventually gains more and more self-confidence as the series goes. His current agency crafted him to have a cool image, so he can only take on roles where he looks cool. That pretty much doesn't allow him to portray the Kamen Rider character unless it's a certain cool version of him. It's probably extremely difficult to summarize branding without doing a one-on-one consultation or walking through case studies. But here are some exercises to help you carve out a niche and appeal to sponsors. Logline or an elevator pitch. Can you summarize what your content is about in a single sentence or two? That's basically what a logline is in TV shows, films, and novels, but it's pretty applicable to content creators too. When you introduce yourself to sponsors or when a raid comes into your stream, your introduction should be quick and easy to grasp. You should also think about the goal of contacting the sponsor, like just saying hello and getting your name out there versus having a sponsorship idea that you want to pitch to them. If you get them hooked by a couple of sentences, then that's already a plus for you. You should also be preparing a media kit. Try to come up with a one-page highlight reel to send to potential sponsors. It should include things like the 1 to 2 sentence summary of what type of content you create, a breakdown of your audience demographic like country, age, and gender, your average monthly stats like views and concurrent viewers. If you have any notable achievements or previous collaborations, add them in here too. And sometimes you might want to include prices for how much you charge for a stream or video integration versus like a full dedicated video. Keeping it in PDF format should be good, but I've also seen one-page websites or slides. There are supposedly templates that you can use on Canva and other sites, but ideally the presentation should reflect your branding, including the colors and fonts. If you feel like any of the previously mentioned points is a bit difficult to handle on your own, you can always consider asking for help to manage certain parts of it. Do note that many small VTuber content creators even larger ones, do not have any sort of this help. But just because they are doing it all by themselves doesn't mean you need to follow along if you're struggling for a direction or just need some help talking things through outside of your friend circle. Some people thrive better solo and some don't. However, there are different types of help that you should consider. If you need someone to help sort through emails, DMs, be on time for your schedule like stream collabs and meet and greets, or help you upload your backlog of shorts that you made onto your channel, but you're pretty set on the direction that you're going in, then all you might need is just an assistant. If you want to get someone to help you find sponsors and opportunities, that's an agent's role. They tend to get a percentage of earnings of the opportunities they secure for you, but don't manage your day-to-day operations. A social media manager analyzes and strategizes the content you put onto social media. You'll see offerings like posting 3 times daily for you or suggesting what type of videos are trending so that it increases and aims to maximize the viewership of your content. A project manager is super helpful to organize and coordinate multiple moving parts so that the big event or things like song covers will be released on time. It can be super exhausting to constantly ping for status updates, and they can do that for you. And a general VTuber manager should support your career growth and empower you to create content. Now, some people take this pretty literally and will pretty much do every single role that I just spoke of. Answering emails, finding sponsors, editing videos and make graphics for you, upload your content, including like making the thumbnail and title, because all those things can be a big burden on the content creator if they do everything themselves. They can also do things like analyzing your current spread of content, suggesting a direction or different approach if things aren't working as planned, and can vary in availability between part-time, for example, like contacting several times a month, a full month commitment, or across a contract period of time. I would be very clear upfront about what your expectations are and what you would like in a manager or any of the roles I mentioned. Each manager is different. Some may specialize in more people managing and some may have a more technical focused skill. Like teachers, it can take some time working with a couple of managers before really finding one that meshes with how you work. Be on the lookout for a manager who can offer a consultation or office hours. These are generally 1 or 2 sessions that can give you a feel of how it is to work with them, or maybe this one session is all you need to move forward in a direction. Remember, things take time to build up into something that both you and the manager can analyze and learn from, and that one session may not be enough to get a good grasp of things. So, yeah, I covered a bunch of things in this video, but I can definitely do a deeper dive into any one topic if you want further information. Here's to a good year, and oh, did you make your first piece of content yet? If you liked watching this video, check out this one about VTubing from last year, which I honestly think most of it still applies. Or this one that's recommended for you. I stream games and handcam activities like model kit building, pack openings, and unboxings on Twitch. And if you want to support the channel, consider joining the membership. Check out my wishlist on Throne to support upcoming content ideas, or otherwise listed in the description box below. Bye for now!